you want me to just go back and take?
No, this is for the test.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done the assessment.
Well, you haven't done you did the test already?
No, but I've done the review.
Right. No, this is for the test. Okay. So, like, the only one that really matters is for the test. I'm just showing you right now today what to do for the, like, what it needs to look like on the test. So this is, like, what it needs to look like when you take the test. So the first one, you have to show your work on the show your work page. So just write the problem down and just show your work how to do this. So I'm going to distribute here, and I get negative 3v minus 3. Negative 3 times v is negative 3v. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 plus 2. And then I can combine the things without the v. So it's negative 3v minus 1. Negative 3 plus 2 is minus 1. And that is my answer. Okay. So all you have to do on this one is, like, show your work right there. Then jump over to Alex and type your answer in. Negative 3v minus 1. Okay. And that's it. So, like, a lot of them, that's all I'm going to want you to do is just show your work like that. If it doesn't have, so, like, the next one moving to the right is number 3. So number 2, you do not have to, I don't have to see your work. Okay, so number 2 right here, 24 equals 3y plus 6. So number 2. What was it? 24 equal 3y plus 6. Okay. So, like, I don't need to see your work for this one. So you can have scratch paper to work the problems, obviously. Okay. So on this one, we're trying to get y by itself. So we want to get the stuff that's bugging y away from it. Make that a little bigger for you. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. Sorry, it wasn't changing colors for me. Subtract 6 from both sides, so I get 18 equals 3y. And then to get y completely by itself, I divide by 3. And I get 6 equals y. All right. So, like, this is the test that I'm working. You'll get similar problems, different numbers. Number 3, I want to see on the test sheet. So y over 5 equals y over 4 minus 4. What was it, minus 4? Yeah. Probably wrote that a little too big. If something happens and you don't have enough space, just do your best there. I mean, you can write it on another sheet and tell me, that's fine. All right, so to get rid of fractions, we want to get rid of fractions. We multiply by the LCD. The LCD on this one is 20. So I write 20 here, and 20 here. I multiply everything in the equation by 20. So 20 divided by 5 would be 4, and then 4y. 20 divided by 4 would be 5, and that would be 5y. And then 20 times negative 4 would be negative 80. So now we have 2 y's. We want to combine our y's by subtracting 5y over. So I have negative y equals negative 80. And then to get y completely by itself, because you don't want the negative there, we divide by negative 1. So y equals 80. So multiply by the LCD, multiply everything in there by the LCD, and it'll make the fractions go away and make it easier. All right, so now you look at your show your work page. We don't have to show your work again until number 8. How did I do? 2 of these? V plus 4, 4, 6, 5, 4. So number 4. What'd I say? 4, 6, 5, 4. Okay, so very similar to the last problem. I'm going to do this, but I may delete this from the test because that's the same exact topic. I may have accidentally put this one on there twice. Your test may have just got shorter. It might only be 12 questions now. But I'll go ahead and work it since we have it right here. So my LCD, I could do 12, but it would be 24. But 12 would be a smaller number to work with. My LCD would be 12. So I multiply everything in here by 12. This is a hard one, so it's fine to do it twice. 12 divided by 4 would be 3, so that becomes 3v. 12 divided by 6 would be 2, so that becomes 2v. On this one, you got a number on top, so 12 divided by 4 is 3, and then 3 times 5 would be 15. So that is 5v equals 15. Divide both sides by 5. And v is 3. I can't believe I put that one in there twice. Number 5, 9g equals w, solve for g. All right, so to get g by itself, I want to divide both sides by 9. I'm trying to get g by itself because it says solve for g. So g equals w over 9. And now that g is by itself, I'm done. That's all I have to do. Number 6. Take a screenshot of this one real quick. All right, Ryan is riding his bicycle. He takes 4 hours to ride 51.2 kilometers. What is his speed? So this is, you don't really need to know this formula. It's D equals RT if you want it. I'll write that on the board if you remind me, but yeah, I probably will write that on the board. So his distance is 51.2. His rate is what we are looking for, and it's 4 hours. So distance, rate, time. What is that? Okay, so now to get r by itself, all I need to do is divide by 4. Where'd I put my calculator? 51.2 divided by 4 is 12.8. And that is it.
The calculator that's built into Alex would be accessible, or?
Let's double check. Oh, it does not have a calculator on this problem. So you are welcome to have a handheld calculator. That's fine. You can use the calculator on the computer. That's fine as well. That's fine. I'd prefer you not use your phone, but you shouldn't need it. Most problems are good. The Alex calculator will be there. I don't know why it's not on that one. I'll make sure it's not a setting I didn't check. Number 7, x is greater than -4 and x is less than 5. X Sorry, I really wanted to see the answer on this one. I'm going to get college algebra mixed up. Okay, so x is greater than -4. That's going to be a closed circle right here. I'm sorry, open circle. Open circle. Remember, you're using an open circle when it's less than or greater than, and a closed circle when it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Okay.
You gotta make sure you push that little arrow too at the end, or it won't.
Yeah, so it's an open circle and it's greater than, so it goes this way to the right. Because it's greater than, we want numbers bigger than that. The way to know this is, since this poor arrow points to the right, this graph's going to go to the right. And then x is less than 5 would be an open circle as well, and it's less than, so it wants numbers to the left. Okay, now this is where y'all will have to help me, because I don't want to go too far, because I was doing this in college algebra last week. It says and. So is my answer only where the blue and the red line are? Is that my answer? Do y'all remember doing this problem?
No, it's a compound, right?
It's compound, so in my head, and this is what I was doing in college algebra, I just don't want to confuse you, is my answer is only where the red and the blue line is. I want a number that is greater than -4 and a number that's less than 5. So my answer to me would only be from greater than -4 and less than 5. Is that the way it works on Alex like this on this topic? Do you remember?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Does that make sense? It's always very easy for me to draw this out because I got different colors. I can draw my blue line. I can draw my red line. It says and, so I want it where the red and the blue line are. Okay? So that is my answer. I only want it greater than -4 and less than 5. Does that make sense? Okay. I want to make sure I wasn't going too far there. All right, number 8. That's the next one we need to show our work on the page, right? If it loads. -6u minus 2 greater than or equal to -26. Okay, all we gotta do is solve this. So to solve this, I need to get the u by itself, so I'm going to add 2 to both sides. And then I'm going to divide by -6. But when I divide by negative, what happens? Since I divide by negative, I have to flip the sign. When you divide by negative, flip the sign. I'm not going to write that on there because I don't want to mess you up there. I'll write it in the notes. When you divide by a negative, you have to flip the sign. That's my answer, right? Yeah. All right, number 9 is on the show your work page, but it has questions. This is where things are a little bit different, or things I'm doing a little bit different than just showing your work. These are the questions that I'd like to ask to make sure you're kind of understanding it. So let's work this problem, and then we'll go back to the show your work page, because I probably will write everything down here when I'm working the problem. So y equals 1/3 x minus 5. I'll write it here so it's a little bigger. So this is like y equals mx plus b. It's already in y equals mx plus b. My m is my slope. That is 1/3. Okay? That's an answer on your test question. What is your slope? So it's 1/3. What does that mean? Okay? I want you to understand what the slope means. So that means I would go up 1 to the right 3. So that's what I want to see on the show your work page. My y-intercept is -5. So that is one answer on the show your work page. What does x equal at the y-intercept? Anybody remember? It's how we find the y-intercept. We make x equal
0.
0. So x equals 0. We call this our starting point because x equals 0. So that's our point when we go to graph. Uh-oh. Why did it do that? I don't think it's my iPad. I think it's okay, there we go. Oh man, that probably lost mine because I was working on a screenshot. We call that the starting point. The y-axis or the y-intercept is our starting point because that's when x equals 0. And when we think about our y-intercept, that is like our starting point in real life when we're talking about stuff too. So mx plus b, my m is 1/3. I go up 1 to the right 3. And then my y-intercept is at -5, x equals 0, and that is called my starting point. So this is the information that I want on your show your work page that you'll see. I don't want you to draw the graph on this one because Alex is testing you on that. All right, so we start at -5, at y equals -5, and then I go up 1 to the right 3. And that is my graph. I started at 0, -5, and I went up 1 to the right 3. Well, this is number 9, right? All right, number 10 is a vertical or a horizontal line. So you could get either one on the test. So we may write both of these out. So if it is y equals a number, it is a horizontal line. And it is, the slope is 0. Is this on the, yes, number 10 is one of my cheat sheet too. That's what the answer is. What is the slope of the two different ones? Okay, not my cheat sheet, my show your work page, sorry. So what is the slope of those two different ones? So if it's y equals a number, the slope is 0. If it's x equals a number, the slope is undefined. We'll talk about that in just a second. Let's finish this problem. Y equals 7. So if I go to y equals 7, it wouldn't make any sense to draw it this way. This says no matter what x is, y is always 7. Okay. If it is x equals a number, because you could get either one on the test, it is a vertical line and the slope is undefined. Let me just go ahead and put this on the sheet so we make sure we're all on the same page here. Number 9, it was y equals 1/3 x minus 5. So my answers here, my slope is 1/3, and I go up 1 to the right 3. That's all I want to see on that one. And on this one, my y-intercept is -5, x equals 0. We call this the starting point. I'm fine if you write that or this. Like, that tells me that x equals 0 as well. Number 10, all I want to see on number 10 is, for this one, my slope is undefined. And this one, my slope is 0. You are welcome to use this to your advantage, though. I'm not going to let you have a cheat sheet because you know exactly the problems that are on it, right? Like, you got like the 13 problems to learn how to do over the next 2 days. So I'm not going to give you a cheat sheet to do this. But as soon as I hand you this paper on the test, what I would do is I'd go write down some of the stuff that, like, some notes on here or whatever. Like, I can write down, I could go ahead and do number 10. I could go ahead and do number 9, like some of that. So, you know, you can write it down real quick. You can even remind yourself that this is a vertical and this is horizontal. I'm fine if you write a little bit of extra stuff on here. This is kind of just what I want you to see, or I want to be able to see at least all this. All right, number 11. Finding the x and y-intercept. 9x minus 7y equals negative 12. All right, to find the x-intercept. To find the x-intercept, we make y be 0. So I do 9x minus 7 times 0 equals negative 12. 7 times 0 is 0, so this is just 9x equals negative 12. Divide by 9. And x is negative 12 ninths, or you could divide those both by 3 and get negative 4 thirds. Y'all, by the way, since you're taking a test, if you happen to put negative 12 ninths in and counts it wrong, you'll be able to review it afterwards and just tell me to look at number 7 on yours or whatever. I can go give you partial credit on things like that. Okay, so you just have to tell me what number to look at. Because it's a little, you see how it kind of loads a little slow. So if I go through all 20 of y'all's, it'll take me 7 hours to do.
Well, it tell you if you got it right or wrong right away?
No, not until after the test. Like after you complete the test, it will tell you.
Okay.
But you'll be able to go review it from that point, and you'll be able to say, "Oh man, I just didn't reduce this one," and then you can tell me, and I'll give you partial credit.
All my scrap paper, and then you can go through it.
Go through your, no, yeah, that's what I don't want to do though, is have to go through. X equals 0. So 9 times 0 minus 7y equals 12. To find the y-intercept, you make x be 0. To find the x-intercept, you make y be 0. So to find the y-intercept, we're making x be 0. Again, that goes away. So we're just dividing by negative 7, and y equals negative 12 over 7. So you got fractions here, but we don't have to graph it, so that's good. We just have to put it in a box.
Is 12 supposed to be negative in the second one?
Yes, it is. I wrote it wrong. I'm sorry. Negative 12.
That would be positive at the end.
It would be positive at the end. My bad. Negative 12, negative 12. See, you do that on the test and I'll, give you most of the points on that because that's just a simple mistake that you can easily do, like I just did. I wrote it down wrong. It's just one of the things with computer math. All right, a couple more. Number 12. Ooh, classifying the line as positive, negative, undefined, or 0. So on this one, if it is I guess this is 2 questions or whatever. A vertical line is undefined. A horizontal line is 0. And then you look at from left to right. Find the easy one. I think they'll have all 4 options on here. But left to right, this one falls, so it's negative. And left to right, this one rises, so it's positive. And then the last one is on the worksheet, right? It just says show your work. What's the last one? Find the slope and the y-intercept. 7x plus 4y equals negative 5. 7x plus 4y equals negative 5. So find the slope in the y-intercept. You want to put it in y equals mx plus b. So we're trying to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. So I have negative 7x plus 5. And then I want to divide everything by 4. You got to make sure you divide everything by 4. So it's negative 7 over 4, and it's 5 over 4. My slope would be negative 7 over 4, and my y-intercept would be 5 over 4. We do not have to graph it or anything, so it's okay, like when you have fractions like that. All right, I just thought about this, but I can't go just delete number 4 because then your numbers are going to be off on your sheet, and I've already printed them all. So we got to go find a replacement problem for number 4 real quick before we're done. I'll let y'all, y'all want to pick? Maybe I'll let y'all pick the test. Oh, the test question. That's probably a bad idea, isn't it?
Are there any other word problems where you have to like
No, that's it. So everything we did, the only thing we're going to do is since I accidentally put number 3 and number 4 are the same, I am going to go change number 4. You want a word problem? Is that what you want? There's that distance equals rate times time problem. I didn't figure you want a word problem. I think I need an equation one. Not that one. That one's not fun. Write your name and you get an answer. Wait, is there... I did one of those. What is it? Combining like terms.
And how many questions are there?
13. Wait, that's okay. Sorry, I was looking in the wrong spot there. Won't make you do that. What's this one look like? That one shouldn't be bad.
I thought you already had one like that.
The other one was a little different.
I was looking at all your videos, and are you gonna redo the video for the y-intercept and stuff? Because I was trying to take notes and study and stuff, and I wasn't able to because there was no video.
Maybe it didn't load. Let me.
Is that
I'll check that in a second. Sometimes I just forget to put it on there. All right, so number 4. I am changing number 4. Sorry, we're making some changes right here as we're going live. Topic 4. Oops, did not mean to do that. I don't want you to have 2 of the same problem on there, so I feel like this is helping you, because if somebody struggles with the problem that I had on there, then you miss 2 questions, and I don't want that to happen. So, let's see what number 4 is now. Number 4, solve for z, x plus 8 plus z equals a, which looks hard, but it's really not, trust me. Solve for z, x plus 8, what was it? X plus 8 plus z equals a. Okay, to do this one, we're trying to get z by itself. So we are going to subtract x, subtract 8 from both sides. I'm going to kind of do 2 steps at once here, but I want to get rid of the x and the 8 because they're bugging the z. So I get z equals a minus x minus 8. And that is my answer.